Hi everybody, and welcome to a very, very special and very strange edition of Let's Pete. Today we're going to be taking a trip down memory lane, so close your eyes and picture, if you will, you run out to check the mail as a young kid. You open it up. You see, what is this? A magazine? Who gets magazines anymore? It's the official PlayStation magazine, issue 44. Wow, you exclaim. I can't wait to read about all the cool game stuff. But no, that's not the first thing you did. The first thing you would do is open up because there's a demo disc inside of there. You're going to open right to the demo disc page. You're going to pop it out and you're going to say, I got to run to my PlayStation and get this thing in there so I can see the latest cool demos. And then afterwards, sure, I'll read about the other stuff. So imagine that. You sit down in front of the PlayStation. You pop this thing in. This is issue 44 of OPM. And we're going to go ahead and explore one of the games that comes on this demo disc that changed my life. So here we go. You pop the disc in, and this is what happens. That's right, you get that classic PlayStation startup. Oh yeah. And that's Puffer, the official PlayStation Magazine fish mascot. I'm just kidding. I don't know what that is at all. Oh, and now, wait. It's an actual goldfish, and he's inside this bowl, and he's, like, controlling the real fish. Oh, this is trippy. Alright, and that said copyright 2001, so gosh, 2001, huh? Oh, yeah, that might have been when I first played this. That kind of makes sense. Okay, let's pretend it's 2001 then. Or maybe it was like 2000. I guess I don't know. Doesn't matter, folks. We're back in time. Whatever year works for you. So, oh my gosh, look at this cool demo disc. Look at all this stuff. There's the bouncer. Well, that's a video because that's a PS2 game, so they must have had the trailer on here. Okay, Red Faction. Wow, what else is there? NBA Shootout. Boring. NHL Face-Off. Boring. Ape Escape. Okay, I've heard good things. Haven't played it. What else is there to play? Cool Borders 2001. Slightly less boring. Disney's The Emperor's New Groove. I'm not going to throw any shade on it. That's a great movie, but probably not a great game. The movie tie-in games were not great back then. Let's keep going. What in the world? The Legend of Dragoon. What a captivating image, and apparently something cool and different that the world's never seen before. That's one we definitely have to try. Let's just see what else is on here, though, and we'll come back. Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver. Funny thing, they just remastered that. Awesome. Medieval 2, not sure if I ever played that. Metal Gear Solid, who's ever heard of that before? What is that? Get out of here. Siphon Filter 2, now there's a spy game, that's a real good one. Tekken 3, okay, we're back to the bouncer, another fighting game, okay. Anyway, that Legend of Dragoon one really enticed me, I think we should go check that out. Folks, so this is how I learned about Legend of Dragoon, this is how I discovered RPGs, I should say JRPGs, and this was potentially my first game on PS1. No, that's not right. No, I had Spyro. Okay, one of my first ones. And, yeah, absolutely took me by storm. So I'll take you through some of that here. Let's go ahead and activate this image. Yes, listen to that sweet, sweet music. Absolutely amazing, folks. And I guess what I forgot about this in the trial edition, we've got some tutorials on additions and Dragoons. Those are sort of the two different battle mechanics in the game. We've also got options. Let's see here. Vibration and sound. Okay, we'll just leave those by default. But we're going to skip that. I'll tell you what you need to know. So we're going to go right into a new game in the demo. Awesome. Dart, our story's main character, sets out to avenge the death of his parents, who died at the hands of the Black Monster. But with no further clues, despite searching throughout the world for 5 years, he returns home to Cells. Tragically, only more death and destruction awaited him in the village of Cells, the target of a surprise attack by the Sandora Empire. Before the shocking sight of his village in ruins can wear off, Dart learns even more disturbing news. His longtime childhood friend Shanna has been kidnapped and taken to the infamous Helena prison. In an attempt to rescue Shanna, Dart single-handedly sneaks into Helena where he meets Lavitz, head of the knighthood of the Duchy of Basil. Dart and Lavitz soon recognize they're stronger as two and fight together to escort Shanna to safety. Wow, you gotta be a fast reader back then. Dart, Shanna, and Lavitz have succeeded in escaping from Helena prison. And Lavitz is a little out of shape. Lavitz, can you keep up for Christ's sake, says Dart. Yeah. I'm just kidding, he didn't say that. Alright, folks, and we're here, we're in Legend of Dragoon. Now, a little bit of dialogue here from me. Did I say all those things correctly? Helena prison, sure. What did I say? Basil? I'm probably going to pronounce that either which way. Cells, his village, it's S-E-L-E-S. Is it Celes? Celes? I think I just say Cells in my head, so I'm just going to say that. And there's no wrong answer, and you can't stop me from mispronouncing it, even if you are right about that. That's what happened with games back in the day, is there was no voice acting, and you just pronounce stuff however you want. Okay, so a couple more things to just note. Let's see if I can just do this while recording. I am playing this on an emulator, okay, I know. I don't really know how else to play it these days. But, yeah, I've purchased the game at least probably 3 times in my life. So there you go, Sony. Thank you. So, a couple of very cool features on this emulator. We have got a couple options. So, I've got some post-processing turned on, and I've also got the resolution set extremely low. And the reason for that is this is how the game used to look. So, real quick, I'm going to switch over to kind of a more modern emulated feel, so one moment here. Okay, yikes. So check this out. This is kind of the raw output, so this is at a 4K resolution and no post effects. So here's the deal. If you're emulating this today, or a PS1 game, you know, we've got these ultra crisp polygons on the characters, but that's not really what you were ever intended to see. The characters are extremely low polygon in real life. They're also not really connected, so one thing you'll notice here is they didn't really have, I guess I'm just going to call it like soft body rigging. I'm not 100% sure what the term is, but if you notice the difference between, say, like Final Fantasy VII and Final Fantasy IX, or something like this game in Chrono Cross, when the characters move, their meshes actually deform. In this game, they're just kind of like sticks that bend on a hinge. So Dart's elbow and Dart's shoulder there are just kind of two separate things, and they sort of blend in together. And you know what? I'm fine with that. It works great. It gets a little weird. We have a character that comes in later on with a cape, and his cape is just a bunch of different segments. And, I mean, that's what they had to do. So even back then, even within just the PS1 generation, there were so many different graphical leaps that, you know, dramatically changed how you could create games and create art for them. I'm not even talking about PS1 to PS2. So anyway, this is what it is. It was a little bit of an earlier release on that console, and this is what we got. So the problem is when you see it super crisp like this, you can see all those flaws. And again, this is not what the developers ever intended. The other thing that's kind of insane is you can see the water moving in the background. There's all kinds of screens in this game that have motion graphics in the screen. But again, we're seeing it at this super high resolution that you're really not meant to see. So here's what I'm going to do in real time, and you'll see this. We're going to bust the resolution back down to native. Now, at first, I've just shown you the crisp one, and then you see this and you're like, I can't see it. And, you know, if you're somebody born in the last, 20 years, you're probably like, I can't play this. This is how it looked back then. It looked pixelated. You sort of just filled in the gaps with your imagination. I feel like that's what you did as a kid, especially. And also, this was like beyond cutting edge. So you weren't looking at this going, oh, it's terrible, the pixels. You were looking at this going, holy crap, I can't freaking believe it. I'm basically playing, a Pixar movie, which I'm not even sure. Not sure when Toy Story came out, but if that's even a realistic reference. But it was mind-blowing, okay? So, to take it even further, I'm going to turn on some post-processing. So I've got a filter that takes this input and does a couple of things to make it look a little bit more like a CRT screen. Because also back then, we weren't playing this on an LCD screen. Those didn't exist. So I'm going to click those on right now. And all of a sudden, those pixelated graphics actually look kind of sweet. So one thing I want to just draw your attention to is those rocks behind me and how those kind of just cascade down that cliffside. Doesn't that just look so much cooler with this filter? The grass, instead of looking like little low poly grass strands, those kind of start to blend together. And then that ocean that we were looking at, all of that banding and dithering in the sky, where the clouds are kind of pixelated and the ocean just kind of shimmering, all that stuff kind of goes away and blends together. And that blue, that rich blue color in the water just really pops. And folks, to me, this is still gorgeous today. I would put this very image right here as a painting on my wall. In fact, maybe I should do that. So this is how we're going to play it. The only other thing I've got going on is I've got some speed up, which I think it is speeding up the load times of the disc. So it just may be slightly faster on my end when I'm transitioning screens. So we'll see. But anyway, this is as authentic of a 2000 Legend of Dragoon experience that I think we can get today in 2024. So I think we're ready to start playing. I think I've yammered enough. But this game literally was an inspiration to me and one of the games that contributed to me wanting to get into the industry I'm in, which is being a 3D artist. I wanted to know how this stuff was made. So this is more than just the game that got me into JRPGs. It was very influential for my life. So here we go. Let's play it. Let's charge ahead and get these poor folks some cover. I'm sure we'll have no trouble at all. Oh my god, we're already in a random battle? Are you serious? I didn't know you could get in random battles this early. Okay. We're still being pursued, folks. We don't have time for this. Okay, well, anyway. Random battle tutorial. So we are in a random battle. This is turn-based. We've got 3 characters to control. And we are playing as Lavitz right now. One thing I just want to call attention to, look at how his name is spelled. It's Lavits, okay? Keep that in mind. So yeah, I can attack, I can guard, I can do items, and I can escape. Let's go ahead and do an attack. Let's get this Crescent Bee. Oh man, I totally missed. Okay, yeah. I guess it's hard to hit a bee with a spear. Let's try using Shanna. That's right, I'm not going to say Shayna. Shanna. Let's have her attack the Crescent Bee. Oh my god, she's missing too? Why is everybody missing? This bee is apparently immortal here. Let's see if Dart can hit this bee. There we go. Okay, now what was that crazy thing that just came up on the screen? That was called an addition. That is basically, it's a sequence where when I'm attacking, I can press a button during the attack and do extra damage and get extra SP. We'll get into that later. Shanna actually does not have that, so if I attack with her, it's just a shot, and she does a little bit less damage, and that's fine. That's kind of her jam. So I'm going to go ahead and switch over and work on this Vampire Kiwi with Lavitz. There we go. Yeah, so his first edition is called Harpoon. Oh no, the Crescent Bee is doing magic on us. He's summoning a tornado. Yikes. Well, it's a good thing Lavitz is wind element, so it does actually very little damage. Okay, cool. Let's have Dart finish off this Vampire Kiwi. So I'm going to go ahead and miss his addition just so you can see what happens. Yeah, so he only does his first strike, and he also doesn't call out the name of his sweep move. So Lavitz and Dart have additions. Shanna does not. We'll have Shanna go ahead and finish off the B. Awesome. She does get a ton of SP, though, so she's got other skills, let's just say. She's got a bit more magic prowess. So at the end of the battle, we get some gold. We get some experience. We may get some items. We didn't get any this time. And then that stuff is distributed to the party. And it looks like Dart actually got a level up. And he also learned a new addition, so he learned Volcano. Alright, we'll get into the battling a bit more later, but we actually have to go on with the story just a bit here, so I'm going to keep running. Oh no! Lavitz got hit by an arrow. He used to be a mighty warrior until he took an arrow to the knee. Lavitz was taking arrows to the knee way before Skyrim ever came out. Or Oblivion, or whatever that is. Does it hurt, says Dart? It's just a scratch. But you gotta cover the wound. It can be treated later. We gotta run first, yeah. Shanna. I will carry Lavitz. Shanna, you go first. Don't treat me like a child. I'll go with you guys. And Lavitz is like, you guys, I can walk. I'm fine. Let's just go. That's a great arrow shot, though. Oh, no, here they come. Okay, let's get out of here. Let's go. They're coming onto our screen here. They got through the loading screen, and now they're coming, whoever this is. 2 people are after us. Oh my gosh, there's so many ways to go, just like a JRPG that drives me insane. Oh, let's run into the background where I'm not even allowed to run and hide behind this tree. They'll never get us. Actually, we might have lost him. Oh no, somebody made a noise. They're alerted. These are Helena Wardens. There they are, they say. And by the way, I just want to say, so again, you might be glad that I'm putting this at the low resolution, because what in the frickin' world are they wearing? Like, what's going on with that outfit? Alright, anyways. There they are. Women first, then we might spare those people in Basil. Oh my gosh, and a cute little rabbit type of thing pops out. Is this the fugitive? Don't be silly. Go look over there, you idiot. That's not the fugitive, that's a rabbit. Wow, that rabbit almost blew our cover, though. Now he climbs up the tree and he's out of there. Oh my gosh, and we're already off the screen here. That was close. That was close. Okay, folks, we are back, and now we're controlling Dart again. So, yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll just keep learning about the game here. So, I've got a little triangle over my head. When that turns yellow, I'm getting a little bit close to a random battle. When it turns red, I'm very, very close to a random battle. And when it's blue, I can run around for a while and not get into random battles. So, good deal. Let's see. Let's pop into the menu here and see what we need to learn. Yeah, so status, we can check the team out. So, Dart has all of his stats. He's got his equipment. He's got a magic of flame shot, his first spell. Same with Lavitz. Now, curiously, look at Lavitz's name. It's spelled with a Z this time. So, what's going on here? They spell it differently in battle. And you know, it's a demo disc, so I'm assuming in the full game it's actually spelled right. I guess I'm 95% sure that's the case, but that's pretty funny. And he's got Wing Blaster, very cool. And Shanna has Moonlight, okay. And then, this is super funny too, so her armor, it looks like it's actually just called a cross. And then, Dart has the Razor armor. I don't remember the cross and the Razor armor even being in the main game, so this is weird, having played the main game and then playing the demo again and just thinking, they probably changed stuff, it's totally possible, so... yeah, items, we can use it. Now, it's just, yeah, the English translation's a little weird, right? So, use item, it can just say use, but it says use it. Throw, that literally means discard. You can discard items. List, you can see all your items, and it's really funny that they break this down into armed item and used item. Armed item is just equipment, so you could have just put that probably. And then you could have just called used items items. And then goods. So goods are just going to be like key items. So we've right now only just got the Dragoon spirits, red, silver, and jade. So this is actually crazy because in the real game, when you get to this part, You do not have those. So it's very weird playing the real game and getting to this part. If you played the demo first, because you would not have any of these Dragoon spirits. So we'll get into that more later. Armed, again, it's just equipment. We don't have any new equipment. Addition, we've got the additions here. So Dart learned Volcano. We'll deal with that a little bit later. Replace, you can swap in a different person. We don't have any. And I'm pretty sure config is just the options again there. So yeah, here we go, folks. We're in the Chapter 1, the Serdian War in the Prairie. So let's go explore a little bit here. Let me think now. Yes, I'm gonna head down. We gotta head down. Awesome. Alright, we're on a new screen, and there's a really cool cabin down there. And there's also some kind of horse creature? With a big snout? Oh no, and Lavitz is hurting. Tut, such a trifle wound, he says. Great, great writing in this game. Does it hurt? A little bit, yeah, it does. I guess I should have done what you said before, Shanna. I learned first aid, she says. I thought it would be useful, particularly in times like this. Shanna? Learning? That's something new. Man, Dart is just ribbing her. And remember now, we just rescued her from prison. I think we could be a little kinder, you know, but it's okay. Well, Mr. So-and-so might come back injured at any moment. Yeah, it's true. Let's use that shack over there and shack up. All right. So we'll go talk to Lavitz in that shack, but first this horse. I can't tell, is it making a sound effect? It's like a horse anteater kind of a thing, but it, you know, it is more or less a horse. Okay, to the shack. All right, never mind. To the random battle. This is how it was, folks, back then. All right, we just got one vampire kiwi. So yeah, Dart's addition. It's what was the first one here? Double slash. Yeah. So we can switch that over to Volcano at some point. Yeah, you know what? Let's go ahead and keep looking at the rest of these options here. So I could have Shanna do a guard. Now, watch what happens here when I do this. So she actually gets some HP back. Alright, now this guy's doing a little drain life move on Lavitz there, so he's healing as well. But when you do a guard, you actually get HP back. I think you get 10% of your HP always, which is insane, by the way. And you are immune to any status effects that the next attack would hit you with. So if the enemy hits you with an attack that'll cause poison and you guarded, it won't. And on top of that, the next attack that hits you until your next turn, let me rephrase that, all attacks that hit you until your next turn do half damage. So guarding is absolutely insane. It heals you, it reduces damage, and it blocks status effects. So absolute madness here. Alright, to the shack. Here you go. Thanks, it's much better now, Shanna. It seems we completely lost those fools from Helena. Dart, tell me about these last 5 years. Yeah, we just reunited, you know. It's okay, never mind. We don't have time for this, yeah. I mean, we don't. It was a journey for revenge. It was a journey to find the guy who deprived me of something precious and kill him. I couldn't tell you, Shanna. That's why I left by myself. The Black Monster? Yeah, I only know the name. Nobody would tell me more about the Black Monster because they said I was still too young. You're never too young to learn about the Black Monster. What is this Black Monster you're talking about, you guys? Says Lavitz. I have 2 homes. One is cells where I spend time with Shanna. Oh, there's no music right now, is there? Alright. And the other is where I spent time with my parents, my first home where I grew up, which was taken from me by the Black Monster 18 years ago. Neat. He's not saying Neat is in the story. The hometown is called Neat.